Hello EOS, this is Kevin Wilcox with EOS Go, here to update you on what the EOS launch may look like number 2. We do these every Tuesday and Friday morning to update folks, keep the community informed as to what the EOS launch may look like. Now, this is everything we know up to this point as EOS Go, and some of it may be speculation, and a lot of it will change because it is impossible to know exactly how an international community launch may look like when we have all these forces working for and against each other in many ways. As we talked about in the last video, it takes 150 million tokens all voting for block producers to activate a chain, an EOS chain, after it's launched. How do we get there? Well, we have to bring the community together, and hopefully the voting process will become easier, and it's possible it will. Bitfinex has been in the EOS Block Pros chat recently, the block producers chat on Telegram. They've been talking about a new portal that they're building through their exchange, where exchange holders of EOS tokens will be able to vote for block producers through the exchange. They won't need to register their own tokens and go through all the process. It'll be very easy for them, and that will help get the chain validated and activated and launched very quickly. That is probably a good thing. Otherwise, it's hard to tell. I mean, we don't want a tax. We don't want all the other issues that could happen from a chain launch that is ineffective and does not have market share. And then, of course, we don't want block producers splitting off and trying to create another chain, and then everything becomes splintered, and it could get worse. So, long story short is Bitfinex is trying to help the process along. Also, we have a question about the actual voting portal, what that might look like, whether it's a website or an app or whatnot. Probably will be a website with a nice front end, an easy-to-use user interface. And we don't know when exactly that will come out. It is a community-built tool. block.one is building the blockchain software only. They're not launching it. And so therefore the community must come together and build these launch tools and do the actual launch. And so the voting portal is in the works, the very beginning. And hopefully we'll know more in mid to late May as to what that might actually look like and how it will turn out. Also, we had a question about the ERC20 token and whether the new EOS mainnet token would have the same exact price as the ERC20 token. Far as we know, there's nothing tying the price together. It's all free market force. So the new EOS mainnet token will launch and list on whatever exchange after it reaches the 15% voting to make it an active chain. And then when it is traded on those exchanges, it will assume its own price. It could be very similar or it could be much different, depending on how much faith or sentiment the investors lost or gained during the launch process and what they feel about the actual EOS mainnet itself. That's all speculation, so who knows how that could actually look or the price would be, of course. The block producer candidates, we had a panel last night on EOS Radio. It's a live show we do every Monday at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 2200 UTC. And we had 6 block producer candidates on with Thomas Cox, and we talked about security to help launch the blockchain, how those best block producers will be chosen to be able to launch the chain successfully while surviving a whole bunch of DDoS attacks and all sorts of other phishing attacks and other things that we're not even aware of yet, what could happen. Also, a lot of the block producer candidates are starting to produce technical reports and security. They're trying to sort of position themselves as experts in security, obviously so they can look better, but also they're trying to help each other in terms of here's what you could do, other block producer, to help protect yourself during this launch if you end up being one of my teammates, right, trying to launch the blockchain. So obviously we want the very best in there, and the block producers themselves want to make sure that they are not brought down or dragged down by others who are not pulling their weight, right? So in the end, let's just get this thing launched, right? Every Tuesday and Friday, we launch a new one of these videos to help keep the community updated as to what the launch may look like with EOS. This is EOS Go. My name is Kevin, and as always, go EOS.